Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about the what will be the effect of addition of open loop poles and open loop zeros on the location of the root locus. Let's go to the topic. First I am going to do the addition of open loop poles. For example, we have the open loop transfer function g of s into h of s is equal to k by s into s plus 2. Now next I am going to construct the root locus for this one. I want to observe the what is the location of root locus for given open loop transfer function. Now what is the first step to construct the root locus? First we have to observe the what are the poles and zeros. So here we don't have 0, here we have only 2 poles, that is np is equal to 2. Then I am going to locate these poles on this S plane, that is a S equal to 0 we have one pole, that is a P1, and S equal to P2, S equal to minus 2 we have one more pole, that is a P2, right? Next, what is the next step? How many root locus branches exist in this given open loop transfer function? Here we have how to do that. First we have to observe, we take one test point like this before this pole P1, then we are observing the right side of this one, the count is odd, that is a root locus branch on this point, or if count is even, then there is a no root locus on this point. So here we have count is 1, that means in this point includes the root locus. Up to this minus 2 we have the right side, we have only one pole, that is odd number, that means the root locus branch exit from this s equal to 0 to up to s equal to minus 2. From this pole P2, observing that this from the right side of this one we have 2, count is 2, that means even number, that means we don't have root locus branch on this point, that is a root locus branch, that we will only one branch have the root locus branch between the P1 and P2. Actually the root locus start from pole and set the 0, that means the root locus start from this P1 pole and ends at the 0 at infinity. Similarly for pole P2 also, the root locus start from this pole P2 and reaches 0 at infinity. That means the total number of root locus branches are 2. Okay. Next, now we have to find the direction of root locus. How to find the direction of root locus? We have asymptotes formula. Asymptotes is used to find the direction of root locus branch. I have one shortcut to find the direction. See this one. Similar step. Before pole, you have to take one test point like this. Then observe this right side of this point. Here count the number of poles and zeros. That is odd. That means the direction of that root locus moving towards the infinity. If the count is odd, that means the root locus start from that pole P1 and moving towards the infinity. That is the direction. Or if count is even, then the root locus branch start from that pole and moving the direction towards the 0 or horizon. Okay. Now see this example. So here we have, I am taking from the P1 pole before one testing point like this, observing the right side of this one. Here I have only one pole, that means that this root locus from this pole P1 and start from this pole P1 and moving towards the direction towards the infinity, because the count is odd. Now coming like this. Next I am observing pole P2 before I take one test point like this, and then I am observing the right side of this one. I have 2, count is 2, that is even, that means the root locus start from that near pole P2 towards the direction to the horizon, like this. This is the direction we can find easily, or else use the asymptote formula. Phi A is equal to plus or minus 2q plus 1 into 180 by number of poles minus number of 0, where q is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on up to np minus nz minus 1. Here we have 2 poles, that means 2 minus no zeros, 0 minus 1, that is a 1. Say limit is 1, you take up to 2, 0, 1 or only 0, no problem. I am taking if q equal to 0, then I got this phi 1a is equal to plus or minus. So here q is 0, that means plus or minus 180 by number of poles 2, number of 0, 0, that is the angle plus or minus 90. So the root locus branch moving the direction with respect to this angle plus or minus 90 degrees. Then we have to find the what is the breakaway point and breaking point. I already did. The breakaway point for this one is a breakaway point for this is a minus 1, and centroid also minus 1. for this actually we don't want to find the centroid, but for understanding purpose I am just using finding the centroid, because we need to find the what will be the effect on open loop poles. So I am finding the centroid, sigma equal to -1 and breakaway point also -1. We just want to verify, you will get the same point like this. So here at -1 the direction is, the angle of asymptote is plus 90, and here minus 90. That means the root locus start from this pole P1 and moving towards this direction like this and reaching the infinity with a 90 degrees angle. This is the direction of root locus. And similarly from its the root locus branch start from this pole P2 and it moving towards the horizon like this up to here. After that breakaway point it diverges like this and reaching to the infinity with the direction like this. Now see this example we have. For this open loop transfer function we got the root locus like this. Then with the help of this location of root locus we can we can finalize the given open loop system given system is a stable or unstable. Like that similarly I think we know that orange criteria. The orange criteria what we observe from our orange criteria. Suppose the poles on the left half of the S-plane, then we say that the system is stable. Suppose the roots are poles, suppose the roots on the right half of the S-plane, the system is unstable. Suppose the roots on this imaginary axis, that is a system is marginally stable. We know from the orange case. Similarly here also, the root locus branches on the left half of the S-plane, the system is stable. The root locus branches cuts the j omega axis, that is a marginally stable point. The root locus branches moving towards this right half of the S-plane in this particular range, the right half of the S-plane, that is a unstable conditions. Now for this example we have the root locus, location of root locus in the left half of the S-plane. That means this given open loop transfer function is stable. Okay, clear? Then I am going to add one more pole for this open loop transfer function, that is a S plus 4 here. Then what will be the location of root locus? Now we have to observe. Okay, see that. So here we have 3 poles. Number of poles is 3. I am locating in the S-plane, and sigma is the S-plane, sigma and j omega axis. P1, P2, P3, 3 poles in this S-plane. Next I have to find the number of root locus branches for this given problem. So here we have some observing from this is a test point, observing from this side. Right side we have 1, that means the point includes the root locus. So up to P1 to P2 we have root locus. After that here observing from this testing point we have 3 poles and 3 odd number, that means this point includes the root locus. That means here we have root locus. Then the root locus start from these 3 poles and ends at the 0 infinity, because we don't have 0 here. That means it ends the 0 at infinity. Okay, now see what is the direction of root locus. So actually before I said that, so observing from this point we have count 1, that means direction is like this from this pole P1, and observing from this point from here the count is even, that means that it moves towards the horizon like the direction like this. From observing from this point here we have count 3, that means he moving towards the infinity like this. This is the direction from the shortcut. With the help of angle of asymptotes also we can find that. So phi a is equal to, now here poles 3 means we get the q value 0 to 2 or 0 1. I am substituting if q equal to 0, the phi 1a is a plus or minus 60, and then if q equal to 1, the phi 2 is a plus or minus 180. That means we find this centroid for this one, you will get the centroid for this one, the number of sum of poles minus sum of zeros. So minus 2, 0, minus 2, minus 4 by 3, that is minus 6 by 3, that is a minus 2, centroid a minus 2 for this one. So here we have centroid sigma m, and if you find the breakaway point also for this one, you may get the breakaway point minus 0.80 something. Already we did this problem, see that PDF. So here suppose if you take centroid from this one, so here we have angle of asymptote direction like this. This is a plus or minus, it's a plus 60 and this is a minus 60 for this one. Now this root locus P branch start from this pole P1 and moving towards the direction like this along the asymptote direction, and similarly start from this pole P2 and moving along the direction of this asymptote and reaching the infinity at 0 like this direction. For this one also, say plus or minus 180 angle, that means it moving towards the direction like this. What we need to observe from these two problems, before we have the only two pole, that is the S into S plus 2, the root locus, location of root locus is a left half of the S plane, but when we add one more pole for this open loop transfer function, the root locus, location of the root locus, it will be moving towards the infinity and cuts the geometry axis, and the root locus location in the right half of the S plane also. That means up to range of this value, this is a stable, but in this range we have the marginally stable. Here we have unstable condition. That means the relative stability of the system is a decreases with respect to we add the number of poles. That will be effect. If you add one more poles, S plus 6 for this one, and this root locus branch again change the location like this, very near to 0 poles like this, that means it will be effect on your stability of system. I am going to conclude, when we add the number of open loop poles to the given system, the location of root locus changes. That means it will be effect on your stability of the system. That is the first point is the root locus shift left from the imaginary axis. That is the first effect. The second effect is relative stability of the system is decreases. Stability of system decreases. Next third is the system becomes more oscillatory, because here we have marginally stable point near to the horizon. That means the more oscillation we get that. The next fourth point, the range of k value for this system is decreases with respect to the stability. Okay, these are the four effects from the adding poles to the your system. Next, I am going to check the addition of zeros for the same open loop transfer function. What will be effect of the stability on your system? Now, so here I add one 0 in this one for this open loop transfer function. 0 means we have to add at the numerator side. S plus 4 I am add here. So now see the location of poles and zeros. So P1 here S equal to 0 and P2 at S equal to minus 2, and we have one 0 Z1 at S equal to minus 4. Then number of poles is equal to 2 and number of zeros is equal to 1. Then we'll see the what is the root locus for this one. So for example, we up to P1 and P2 we have the root locus, and after that we have count is 3, means here minus 4 to we have one more root locus. Now we see the direction of this one. So this direction of this root locus from this P1 like this and from this P2 like this. Here we have to see the what will the direction with the help of asymptote formula. So 5a is equal to plus or minus 2q plus 1 into 180 by number of poles minus number of zeros, that is a q equal to 0, 1, 2 and so on, np minus nz minus 1. So here we have two poles, 2 minus 1 0 1 minus 1 0. That means angle of direction is here 2 minus 1 2 minus 2 0. That means only q equal to 0. That means phi 1a for q is equal to 0 plus or minus 180 by number of poles 2 and number of zeros 1. That is a plus or minus 180 only. That means here we select the breakaway point for this one. We may get breakaway point from here. That means the root locus branch start from this pole P1 and it's coming from this up to breakaway point. It reaches like this breakaway point and it diverges like this, and it ends the 0 finite 0 here and up to Z1. If you do the properly construction, you may get the root locus is like this. Next, the root locus start from this pole P2 this direction and up to this breakaway point it diverges like this, and it's come to this here up to this one. Here we have one breaking point like this. So it reaching the infinity like this. This is a second root locus branch start from this pole P2 and reaching the 0 at infinity. This is the root locus location. Observe the location of root locus. it's a left half of the S plane only. Before we have for open loop transfer function k by s into s plus 2, we have the root locus on the left half of the branch only. Before we see that for this open loop transfer, but if you add the 0, what happened? There is no effect on your stability. That means the root locus branches on the left half of the S plane only. It not moves to the geometry axis and right of the S plane. That means there is no effect on your stability of the system when we add a 0. Suppose we add one more 0, s plus 6 like this, the root locus branches coming like this, and here like this. That means very near to your axis. It's always symmetrical about real axis. That means if you add the zeros to your system, there is no effect on the stability. Finally, I am going to conclude that if you add the zeros to your open loop transfer function, there is no effect on your stability. And if you add the zeros to your, if you add the poles to your open loop transfer function, it will be effect on your stability. This is the point we discussed now. If you have any doubts in this video, just ask me in comment section. Thank you.